Alright, Charlotte's just jumped into the driver's seat here now, so she's going to do some planting. She's never done this before, so we're going to kind of teach her as we go. Alright, you're running in 7th gear. Bump up to 9th gear. Okay, no, that's 9th gear. So we're pulling right at 4.5 miles an hour. You could probably hit your throttle a little bit. Your throttle is that other orange lever right here, yeah. Not too much. Okay, slow her down to 5 miles an hour. There you go. You're pretty good right there. Okay, we're 4.7. We're running at 4.7 miles an hour. Conditions are pretty good here. This field's got some rolling hills in it, and we're better than half done with this field. How much do we have left? We have 9.7 acres left, and we've got 22 acres planted. So we've got a few more passes left to do here. Charlotte's been riding with me here ever since we started this field, and she wanted to get a little bit of time in the seat here. So you want to say hello to everybody?
Hi.
Yeah. This is Charlotte. This is my youngest daughter. She just turned 13 a couple weeks ago. The day she was born, we were done planting corn that year. We were done planting corn that year, March 16th. And this year we didn't start planting corn until I'm sorry, not March 16th, May 16th. And this year we didn't start planting corn until May 18th. So what a difference 13 years makes, huh? Back the year she was born, we were planting with 2 corn planters. My father and I did all the planting. We had 2 6-row corn planters. Of course, we weren't planting nowhere near the amount of ground that we're planting now, but you know, it's been wet here, just like every place else has been. So we're better than half done planting now. We just crossed over that threshold here a little while ago, so we're half planted, and maybe I can get Charlotte here to do the planting while we're trying to chop hay. So I've got the neighbor. He's on the other side of the hedgerow here. He's chiseling up like a storm. We just seen him on our last pass. They're probably about done on the other side of this hedgerow here. So we're gonna help Charlotte get into getting into this to turn on the end row here. So all right, right when you get up to now, right when them back wheels pass, pull that rocker switch back
This
to
one?
2.
That one?
No, not that one. No. Okay, now we can turn. I'll pull back 3 gears. All right, now you can hit auto track. All right, now we're using auto steer, so we're kind of cheating here a little bit. All right, now put the corn planter down. SCV1 back forward. Okay, so corn planter's in the ground. We got auto steer on. We're tracking straight. Now bump up 2 gears. We're in a little bit of a wet spot right here, so we're going to see how Charlotte does with this little bit of a wet spot. We got through that one, so we didn't get stuck. I didn't know if maybe we could get stuck tonight. We could just blame it on Charlotte. That wouldn't be too good, would it? So we've got, we're probably halfway across this field now. We're somewhat in the middle, but the field is getting shorter as we go here. So we'll just keep moving along here, going back and forth. Charlotte's going to learn a little more with each pass. Got just enough fertilizer to plant this whole field, and then the next farm I'm going to, the fertilizer truck is staged there along with a bunch of seed. We're running at 4.9 miles an hour. And this field was chisel plowed last week. Actually, this one wasn't chisel plowed, it was offset disc. It was offset disc this is Wednesday now. I want to say it was like Friday, Saturday, something like that. And we disked it this afternoon, about 3 hours ago. We got rain here last night, and yesterday morning and last night. So things got just about dry enough to get on it with the discs, and we sped up the drying process by disking this, and we rolled in here, oh, it was a little better than an hour and a half ago, and we started in planting. So we're planting Seedway 5440. This is a silage corn. I think it's 106 day relative maturity, and this is pretty good ground, and that'll do fairly well. So when you get up to this driveway here, pull back 2 gears, okay?
Should I wait a little bit or do it now?
Yeah, you can do it now. Alright, now when you get up to the driveway, pull that SCV back. Number 1, pull it back just a little bit. Hold on. Don't pull it back all the way. Alright, pull it back a little bit.
Like that?
Yeah. Alright, push it forward again. Alright, so all you were doing right there is just picking the corn planter up a little bit and then slamming it back down. Now what I've done, well, we're going to explain it after she makes her turn here. So what you're going to do is lift the corn planter up just as soon as the corn planter passes this mark where we planted. Then you're going to turn to the right. So go ahead and pick that up. Which one? SCV1. Now we can turn to the right. We didn't want to turn to the left because we didn't have as much room. So make sure you're not going to hit them trees with the... Okay. All right, now you're going to turn to the right, go back down next to the pass that you already made. So we're running field view on the iPad there, and I have boxed out the driveway so the corn planter won't plant. It won't drop any seed going across the driveway anyways. And
this one right there?
You're going to want to get down into your next pass. So go that way. You got to go forward just a little farther. Now you can start turning to the left. Turn to the left. All right, now you can hit your auto steer button. All right, the tractor has passed over the guidance track that we need to be on, and she's hit her auto track button. Now just pull back 3 gears. Pull back 3 gears. All right, now we're gonna let the corn planter get over this rough driveway. Now push SCV forward. Lock it forward. Yep. So can you feel that lock? That's detent. That's what's called detent. You don't want to go too far forward because you'll go into float. You need to detent. And then what that does is it powers, that SCV needs to be powered because that's what's running our air compressor to run active downforce. All right, you're going to bump up. You're in 4th gear, so you need to bump up to 9th gear. Alright, now she just made her pass by the driveway, and we're going back down through the field again here. So what do you think of this whole planting business?
It's fun.
Yeah. Now we have a wet spot right there. We've planted through that. Actually, we planted through that last year. Of course, last year was a little bit of a different year. This year, we're not, of course, going to be able to plant through that. So then we've got an island of trees, and then yeah. Now, when I was your age, I can remember riding with my grandfather planting corn. We had a 4-row corn planter. Ran dry fertilizer. We ran all the fertilizer through the corn planter, and we had fertilizer on a truck, on a little grain truck, looked kind of like our silage trucks. It was just smaller. It was only a 6-wheeler, and the truck had an auger on the back of it, and the auger had an orbit motor on there, controlled with the hydraulics off the tractor, and the hoses were long enough. We had to plug the hoses into the tractor all the time. So we had a little metal bolt that hose clamped to the little lever on the back of the SCV, and you'd run the hydraulics from the back of the tractor to run the orbit motor that was on the fertilizer auger on the truck, and then there was a cross auger on that little 4-row corn planter that my grandfather had that fed the 2 hoppers on the corn planter. Once the one hopper would get up full, it would shut the fertilizer flow off to that hopper, and then the fertilizer would continue to flow to the second hopper. Then, of course, if you didn't shut the fertilizer off in time, the fertilizer would go out the end of the right out the end of the auger and onto the ground. So, and we put on about 350 to 400 pounds of fertilizer, and you'd only be able to run about 3 acres, I think it was. So it seems like we were all the time filling up with fertilizer back then. So we're going to be running iTech on this pass. So you're going to run this iTech button here. You're going to pull that back hard, and you're going to do that when the back tires of the tractor hit that row that's planted, and then you're going to turn to the right. So pull that back now. All right, turn. Start turning. Don't turn too abrupt. Turn, turn, turn. Turn, turn, turn. Turn, turn, turn. So the corn planter doesn't go into the hedgerow. Yeah, the neighbor was plowing over there. All right, now as soon as you hit that guidance track, now you can hit auto steer. Hit auto steer. Now we're running off iTech. Got to hit that again. Oh, it did. It went. Running off iTech, so everything is going automatically. A corn planter went down on its own, and all Charlotte had to do on that pass running iTech was she had to hit it at the recorded setting. It's all done off a distance, and I've recorded them settings to start the process when the back tires of the tractor hit the headland pass. Now, we've got to note that we've got a rock here somewhere, but it just went over it, and I don't know. They must have picked that because that was a big rock. Yeah, they picked that. That's okay. Right. They picked that. So what I've got is a red mark on the field view right there. I circled the spot last year because there was a big rock there. And then I run that iPad. I run it even in the chopper, even though that Climate Field View doesn't have a way to measure yield for the forage harvester yet. But they are working on that, and they're going to be able to track yield from the forage harvester here in the next. I would say it's probably going to take them 18 months, but it might be sooner than that. So I had just took my iPad pencil and I circled that area, and then I knew to watch that area with the chopper. Then of course I haven't erased that area, and we had already dug that stone out of there. So the iTech, that's stuff that you can pre-record, and it'll record every function. Once you start that sequence, it'll record, it'll shift down, it'll lift the corn planter for you, it'll put the corn planter back down, it'll shift the tractor back up. whatever you record during that sequence. It'll even turn diff lock on and off. If you get iTech Pro, it'll turn your auto steer back on. I don't know as if it'll do headland pass. I think it might on the newer tractors that have iTech Pro. I don't know a whole lot about that, but I'm thinking that it'll do the full headland turn on iTech Pro. This is just the standard iTech version on this tractor. All right, turn to the right. You're in a wet hole. Turn to the right. Turn to the right a little bit. All right, go back to the left and hit auto steer. All right, we just had to compensate for that wet hole a little bit. Our next pass, they got some ducks floating in that pond there. Our next pass, we're gonna have to, what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to lift up and go around it. All right, so shift down 3 times right here. All right, shift down 2 more. All right, right when the corn planter gets to the driveway, lift it up and then turn to the right. SCV1, pull it back now. All right, now turn to the right. Now what you're gonna do, because you couldn't turn to the left, turn to the right and then go back around and then pull right in next to your last pass. And then we're gonna plant that up to the wet hole, and then we're gonna turn hard to the left and go out around it, and then come back in on the other side, and then we'll put the corn planter down and continue on, okay? We don't wanna go through that wet hole, we don't wanna get stuck, and it's not gonna, you don't wanna pull the corn planter. All right, turn back to the left. Turn back to the left. All right, straighten out. All right, turn to the right again. And then what this is gonna do is it's gonna, all right, turn to the left. Turn to the left, hard, hard, hard. All right, you've got it to the left. Now turn slightly back to the right. All right, now hit auto steer, you're on your track. All right, now, we've got a pass that's already planted here. Now you're in the safe zone. The corn planter's passed back the past the driveway. SCV1, push it forward. You hit the detent. All right, now what we want to do here, we're good there. We're just going to stay in this lower gear here. It's wet. We could pull that corn planter. We could plant like 12 rows that way. You want to go right and veer to the left. Okay? So, right when I tell you to, veer to the left. Okay. Now start veering to the left. Veer to the left. Alright. Jump up 2 gears so we can dance through this in a hurry. Alright, now turn back to the right. Turn back to the right. We're not going to bother lifting the corn planter up now because it's just going to, it'll shut off the rows. We're just going to put a little extra fertilizer on right there. Now come back to the left a little bit. See how row 15 and 16, they're sinking in a little bit right there. They're not too bad. We're up on solid ground enough now. Now turn hard to the right. Turn hard to the right. We're gonna make a pass right around this wet hole. We're just gonna plant a gradual, all right, turn back to the left a little bit. Turn back to the right a little bit. We're just gonna plant around this. Now turn to the right. Turn to the right, turn to the right, turn to the right. Okay, back to the left. We're just gonna put some rows next to it. We're making a gradual turn. Now back to the right again. All right, now you can lift the corn planter up because we got a little bit of a distance here to go. All right, now,
Oh, did I do it too hard?
no, you're all right. So, we want to plant the edge of this again. We're going to come around this wet hole that way where those ducks are. Now, start to turn right. Start to turn right. A little more. Turn, turn, turn. All right. Back to the left again. All right. Smash that corn planter down. Detent 1. Down. Okay. Now, we're going to plant this in right here. And then our next pass, I'll start turning to the right again. To the right. Now what we're doing is we're planting as close as we dare get to this wet hole. All right, back to the left again.
Ooh.
Back to the left. Okay. Now you're going to go a little farther, and then we're going to lift the corn planter up, and we're going to carry it. Okay. As soon as that hits that spot, you'll know when. Yep, right there. Lift up. Now you need to turn to the right quick, and then you got to go back to the left. We're going to pull in on that pass right over there. And there's the neighbors going by. Their chisel plow. All right, back to the left again. All right, now hit auto steer. All right, you got to turn. Hit auto steer again. All right, now put the corn planter down. Okay, now we've got a little bit of a wet hole here. This is going to be our last. Yeah, we got a little bit of a triangle to make right there. All right, so we've got a wet hole up in front. Now you're almost into the ground. All right, pull it back. Turn to the left. Hard, 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 hard. All right, so we're turning out of this wet hole. There's the neighbor. 94, what is that? A 9460, 9330. All right, now turn to the right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull in on that next pass. So we've already made a pass around this island of trees. So now left, turn to the left. Left, left, left. All right, you're on your guidance track. You're close enough. Auto track ready. We are going. That didn't go. All right, hit it again. All right, corn planter down. Okay. Charlotte has planted around her first wet hole. All right, now you can bump up 3 gears. All right, so we're just gonna keep going back and forth. I think this video's been about long enough. She's done some wet holes. She planted around some wet holes. We've been in a little bit of mud. We've done a little bit of this, and we've done a little bit of that. So we're gonna let her get a little more seat time here. We're gonna be done in a little bit, and then we're gonna travel on to our next field here. So I want to thank everybody for watching, and we will catch you when?
Next time.
Next time. There you go. So take it easy, folks. We will see you at the next video. Can you say goodbye?
Bye.